Hi guys, this is Justinetta. Thanks for tuning into my channel. So today I am coming to you with a requested video. Someone wanted me to show them how I use my brushes. Like, what do I use each brush for? So I'm going to take you through my brushes now. I recorded this video last week, but I accidentally, over the weekend, I accidentally deleted the footage, so my brushes are not clean anymore. And so I'm just go ahead and do it again because I don't want to wait. So this is just coming from my own experience. There's no hard press rules. When a brush is intended for, let's say for example, a foundation brush, you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. I'm just trying to show you guys this foundation brush that I've never used before. Oh, here we go. So this is a foundation brush. I've never used it, but I wouldn't use it to apply foundation. I have found that brushes like that, like these foundation brushes, I actually like to put my concealer on with. And I might put it on with that, dab it in with that, but then blend it out with a sponge or my finger or something like that. So your typical foundation brush, I use mine to apply my under eye concealer. But what I would put my foundation on with is a brush like this. And I get a lot of my brushes from Coastal Scents. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I just like their brushes. They work good. The price is right. This is a Coastal Scents flat top kabuki brush. And I like this because it's really, really dense. And it's not a stippling brush per se. Okay. It's just a flat top dense brush, but I will stipple my liquid foundation in with this. I won't blend it out with this, but I'll get it all stippled in, pat it in, and then I might buff it out with like a stippling type brush. This is also a Coastal Scents brush, a big fluffy stippling brush. And get a good buff going with that, or again, a sponge. For my powder, whether it's a loose powder or a pressed powder, I don't have a loose powder here on my vanity. I use a big fluffy powder brush. So this powder brush is pretty much what I use it for, powder, whether it's a loose powder or a pressed powder in a pressed pan like this, that usually comes with these types of sponges, powder puff things. A lot of people don't like to use that. I do, because if I'm on the go, I'm getting ready to go, and especially if I'm going to be on an event and I'm outdoors or something, I'm going to be away from home for a long time, I'll just throw this compact in my purse, okay? And then I have this powder puff to kind of knock off the shine if my makeup got too oily or whatever. I wouldn't want to put this in my purse. I mean, I could have it in my makeup bag, but I definitely like this kind of puff for my powder. But just sitting at home after I put on my foundation with my foundation brush, which is not the first brush I showed you. I showed you this flat top, but this is also a flat top from Coastal Scents. Is this Coastal Scents? Yes. They have some great brushes. Same purpose. I will set my foundation with a big fluffy powder brush. This is an Eco Tools from Walgreens. It came in a set. Here's another one that's from the BH Cosmetics. Has nice brushes too. This is from the Pinkadot collection. This is a Real Techniques powder brush. Y'all, all my brushes, a lot of them are dirty. I apologize. So that's for my foundation and my powder. Blush brush. Oh, here's my favorite. This is my favorite. What is this? Real Technique. I got this from Ulta. They now sell them at Walgreens. This brush right here, what is this brush called? It's called a buffing brush, and that's what I use it for. I will buff out my foundation, and this gives me a really nice airbrushed look. This is my absolute favorite buffing brush. Okay, so for blush, a blush brush, I pretty much only use it. Well, I'll take that back. Here is a Coastal Scents blush brush. It has that little angle. It's kind of dense, and I'll apply my blush with this. Sometimes I'll actually apply a contour with it if I'm using a powder contour. It's dense enough. Let me show you one that's not so dense. Let's see. This one right here from the Pink Dot collection. These bristles in this brush is so light and airy. These in this Coastal Scents brush is so dense. So if I'm using a blush that doesn't have a lot of pigmentation, I need to pick up more product, I would use this one. If I'm using, let's say, a NARS blush, Taj Mahal, which is one of my favorite blushes in the spring and summer, super pigmented, I don't need to pick up that much product, I might use an airy brush like this, but it has the same exact shape. So those are the only kind of brushes I will apply my blush with. Also, in addition to applying my contour with a brush like this, I would use this brush from Eco Tools. It has that angle, super dense. For my contour, this is a Sonia Kashuk brush. Just that straight type of brush. That's perfect for contouring. And I have one more. Oh, this came in a set with this buffing brush that I just showed you. This was also in there. This dome-like brush. What is this one called? It's called the contour brush, and it's perfect. But you can also use that if you want to apply your under eye with. It works good for that too. So whatever the brush is intended for, you may just personally like to use it in a different way. And I have used it underneath my eye before, but I just found that I like the flat foundation brush better. Okay, good for contouring. Okay, what else we got? Let's talk about some eyeshadow brushes. So just to apply my eyeshadow, just a lid color. I think I just recently did a video I did where I apply one wash of color all over my lid, which is my Raisin blush. I like to just, sometimes, I think I have it on today. My face is oily now. But I like to take this brush right here. This is a Royal Crown brush, and I got this as a gift. I got a couple of these brushes as a gift from one of my social media friends. And it's just a big wide brush that just, you know, you're not particular about only getting it on the lid, or you're not particular about only concentrating it on the crease. You just want to cover that whole area. A big old brush like this, a big fluffy brush like that. That's what I would use that for. But if I just wanted to, I was doing a eyeshadow look, and I wanted to just put color just on my lid, I would use a brush like this, an eyeshadow brush. My favorite and the only lid eyeshadow brushes I've ever used was e.l.f. These dollar brushes from e.l.f. I do have a few that came from the their studio line, which are the $3 brushes. They're a little more fluffier, but to me they get the job done. I can't even imagine another type of brush, a more expensive brush, doing anything different. I just want that shadow on my lid. I literally could take my finger and apply shadow exactly where I needed it on my lid. So these type of brushes to me are perfect. And then this brush right here from e.l.f., they have another one. Let me show you the difference, that glare. This one's the eyeshadow brush. This one is, it looks exactly like it, but the brushes are real short, and it's real dense. This is a type of brush that I will use my if I was putting a color underneath my waterline. and I wanted to smoke that out, I would use a stiff brush like this. This one from e.l.f. is absolutely perfect. So then there's this, so that's my lid brush, and then there's just blending brushes. This is from the Beige Cosmetic Polka Dot set. A small blending brush, perfect for the crease. I have so many blending brushes that I've picked up from like Coastal Scents. These type of brushes, they are perfect. Absolutely, absolutely perfect. Some are bigger than others. Some are more are smaller. So if you want to concentrate on just your crease work, if you're doing a transition color, you might want to use maybe a fluffier brush like this. My absolute favorite brush. And so once I got my crease color on and my transition colors on, then I got my crease color on. If I want to do some blending, kind of blend those colors, I'll use this. This was gifted to me too from one of my online sisters, Inglot. It's an Inglot 6SS brush. It is absolutely perfect. So if you guys can see the bristles in this brush, it's fluffy. Like, I wouldn't use a brush like this to concentrate a color in my crease, but I would use it to blend it out. I wanted to blend, do some blending work. Perfect, perfect for that. It's soft, it's fluffy. Also, one of my favorite blending brushes, if I want to get some color in my crease and do some outer V work, this MAC 217 is really, really good. But what I also found was this Coastal Scents brush. Okay, so I just learned that my camera actually cuts off after like 12 minutes. So, which also lets me know to hurry up because the video is getting too long. But I think I left off with this MAC 217. It's very similar to the Coastal Scents. It's called BR250. If you look at the bristles on this, when they're both clean, sometimes I can't distinguish between the two. They look so much alike. And you guys, my brushes aren't like filthy dirty. I mean, I don't wash them until I have so many. I'll rotate them. I'll use them for a week. I even have some over here that I haven't used. I have some back here that I haven't used. I mean, I just have them all over the place. And I don't know if you guys can see, I have some on display back there. I just have so many, and I rotate them. I'll put the dirty ones over here, some clean ones over here, and then sometimes I get them all, you know. And then if someone wants me to do their makeup, I have a client to do, you know, I have a whole nother case of brushes that don't even make its way onto my vanity. So that was just a little side note. So those are my blending brushes. One of my favorite brushes for that outer V work, like I mentioned on that 217. This brush is specific. It was specifically designed to do your outer V work. Like if you want to have a smoky look and you really want to just build that color up in your outer V, this Makeup Geek brush is called the Outer V brush. The bristles on it they're short and it's kind of dome-like, and they're very dense. So if you're going to do some outer V work and concentrate that color, not all the way through your crease, but just on that outer V area, you do want a brush that's a little more stiff, and this outer V brush is perfect for that. I have so many other brushes. Oh, one of my also favorite ones, if I'm missing something, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. This fan brush from the Polka Dot set. I have it in some other sets as well. For a long time, I just never saw a purpose why I would even use a brush like this. But now I can't go without it to highlight, to put on my highlight band, like this Gold Deposit, which is one of my favorites, or my NARS Albatross, which looks white in the pan, but it goes on gold. Okay, and so that makes for a really nice highlight on the tops of my cheek. So this is my favorite brush for that. Sometimes I will use a brush like this, my blush brush. And I have several of these. Because it's dense enough. It doesn't have to even be a dense brush. It could be it could be one of my airy brushes. Pop color on the top of my cheeks. So yeah, the fan brush, love it. There's one that I saw that's a lot smaller, and I think it was at Sephora. I think I'm gonna get it. This one's big and fluffy, and I don't need it to be this big and fluffy, but it works perfect. So anywho, that is all I have. Let me know if you have any questions. Just want to show you real quick. I can go on for days. Okay, I can. These brushes right here, I got these from Michael's. If you go where they have the paint brushes, that's what these are. I wanted to show y'all my favorite one. I did show y'all my favorite one before, right here, to put on my highlight color. These are called Lowell Cornell. If you look up Lowell Cornell, do a search on YouTube, you'll find so many videos. A lot of these mop brushes is what they're called. They are reminiscent of a lot of the MAC brushes. I don't have a lot of MAC brushes. I have a couple others, but they are just really, really good. This one, awesome for blending. So I just picked these up from Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Always check their brush section just to have some different brushes, some variety. I like the colors of these, some of the bright colors. I just like that. This brush right here is my favorite from e.l.f. to carve out my eyebrow. My eyebrows need to be waxed or whatever. It's not time. I'm going to conceal those stubbles with a flat, stiff brush like that. And I use that pretty much every time. That is all I think. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for the request. If you have any more, put them below. I'll see you guys in my next one.